Welcome everybody. This is Audrey with the Creator's Attic. I am here today to do another installment on my how to use up lace videos, or using lace in different ways. Today I just wanted to show a few little tricks and tips on some small things that you can do with your lace scraps and just some simple stuff. I have pulled out a lot of my goodies today to enhance some of the things we're going to make. Pulled out my lace scraps. Here I have I have a bunch of these little smaller pieces that didn't work, or things that were cut off of lace spools and just, I didn't have cut a little bit off and then didn't have much left, and I just tossed it in here. And I just kind of keep those around. And so I brought along my liquid pearls, and I have some other drops, some Nouveau drops, etc. over there in my little tray. But I have basically this is my messy desk as well, but I have my inks on hand too. And anyway, I have who doesn't have a big bag of these things, these scraps or whatever. So I'm going to put you on my stand, and that way I don't make you seasick. Okay, so let me get this put on the stand, and I may have to adjust for you to see when I remove some of these items off of my desk. But if you want to do this along with me, that would be really fun. Or if you just want to watch, that is also fine. Or if you want to, what I do sometimes is I'll be watching something and I will just pause it and do whatever the person's doing step by step, so I can learn that way. And then I will unpause it and go back and do a little bit more with the person, and then that way I can, put them at my own pace. So that's something I have done in the past, and as I've gotten quicker, I don't have to do that as much, or I just slow the video down. But basically, I just play around myself with ideas these days. But anyway, so let me go ahead and move this stuff off the desk, and I will show you a few little things that I have started, and then we'll make some. And okay, so let's do it. Move this, and I have my mat, and I got another mat because okay, let me tell you, I did the dumbest thing. I decided that I needed to dry something, and I used my heat gun and on my mat, and basically I warped my mat. Or it may have been I ironed something quickly on the mat, maybe like something underneath it, because I don't have I'm void an ironing board at the moment. I don't know, something with heat. Try to keep the heat, excessive heat off the mat, because it warped it and I had to buy a new mat. So that's the second mat that I've bought in the last several months. So anyway, thank goodness they're not that expensive. So, or at least not the kind that I use. So, let me go ahead and make sure you're centered and you can see my hands. Okay. Now, I've brought along my little snippet scissors today. These are made by Fiskars. And if you have any craft paper, thick craft paper, or you have any coffee dot index cards, or anything that has a little bit of weight to it, we're going to use for the bases of these things. Also, if you have a Sizzix machine or something similar to that, you can use your die cuts, and for tags. Like, this is what I did with one. I had a tag die cut, and basically I went ahead and glued, used some Fabrifix. This is this stuff that bonds fabric, lace, leather, trims, and a lot more. Anyway, I'm sure that you may have seen this. If not, this is what it looks like. It's by Beacon. You can get it on Amazon. You can find it in some stores, and also they also have Fabri-Tac. in places like Walmart. No, it's basically made by Beacon. It's pretty much the same thing. I find that Fabrifix may work a little bit, it may be a little bit stronger, may work a little bit better hold, but they're basically the same thing. So I glued this onto just some lace onto a, a sheet like this is a coffee dyed index card. You don't have to have coffee dyed index cards or craft paper. You can use other thick things, and I'll show you some of the other alternatives that you can use. But anyway, and I just basically put this through because it was thin lace, and I basically just put it in my 6X machine and put the lace die cut down and rolled it through, and it went through just fine, and it cut my lace off for me and everything, and gave me this, and I, so now I have a little tag with some lace on it, and I can do whatever I want with that. Or there's another idea that I just took some, this is just a base that I used, and I went ahead and you don't have to have the die cut. I went ahead and cut off, you got the part of lace that I wanted to use, glued it down, and then I just turned this over and used my small little scissors to, to go around and cut the excess off. It only took a second. It wasn't, it didn't take very long at all. And so these are some other die cuts that are not die cuts, I'm sorry. These are some other punches that I've punched out using some of my different punches like this. So basically, let me show you where the inspiration for this idea came from. Okay, I'm gonna grab it. Okay, I'm always one of those people that looks out for deals in the craft store. So I ended up finding this. I'm not sure. I think maybe I found it at Hobby Lobby since it has an actual tag on it like this, because I don't use barcodes there. So anyway, I found these, in the discount section, and they were, I guess, originally for his and hers, so it was like a wedding thing or something like that. But basically, these were like little patches. And they're not iron-on or anything, but they're just like little patches, and they had lace on the front of them, and they just came pre-packaged like this, and apparently they were getting rid of them, and they had them on sale. You can see they were super cheap, and so that inspired the idea that I'm having now. So that's where the idea came from. So I mean, basically, if you have a heart punch, you can punch it out and do your own. So let me go ahead and get my, let's just start making some of these, and we can explore different ideas on how to make them. I'm just going to grab some of these lace cut-offs. I'm just going to kind of toss them out here so I can just grab them when I want them. Let's see. I'm going to go through here, and okay. So here is a beautiful piece of lace that I have. Let me make sure that you can see. All right. Okay. I may have to move you around a little bit to be able to see. I want you to be able to see, but I can't get my my phone holder to the arm to go up too much higher. So, all right, here we go. So basically, I found this. You could also use colored lace. Here's another piece that may work, but I'm not a huge fan of that, having the lines on the heart. So let's see, what else might I have in here? Okay, that's not big enough. All right, and you can do different sizes for different things. Also, really quickly, I want to show you another idea for these as well. You could take these and then punch it out, put the lace on it like you want, and then bend it over like this and put it as a little tab in you could just glue under here and a little bit under here, and that way you would have a tag, and you could, I mean, not a tag, a tab, and you could use it to as a tab. And you can also decorate things. You can put things on them, like maybe a little applique or something, you know, to make it cuter. Or that might not work, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's another idea for these. So anyway, I'll try to show you some simple applications for some of these things as we go along, if you may need them. But okay, I have rambled and rambled. I'm so bad about doing that. I apologize, but hopefully hopefully these have sparked some ideas within you, as on some ideas that you can have to use these for various things. Basically, I was thinking about building on these and then using them as little, in a way, kind of like you do little clusters or embellishments for pages. So that would also be very cute. So we're gonna just play, okay? So first of all, let's see, I was going to use the heart, and I had found a piece of lace that would work. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I like that one also. There are so many choices here. All right, let's see. I may be able to get this, and if you, sorry, Lizzie, let's get in there a little bit. If you are able to see how I found a pattern in here, and I was just able to fix it like I wanted to in the heart. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the side that I want to use, and I'm going to Fabrifix. Put a little bit of Fabrifix. Let me get my little ooey gluey off. That happens when I leave my bottle. I like to leave my bottle tilted to the side, and a lot of time, and with the cap on, but a lot of times it gets the ooey gooey that comes out out there and just kind of plugs the hole up, and the rest of it doesn't come out. So anyway, you probably know the idea of what I'm talking about. But okay, so I'm just going to kind of take my finger and go around. If you don't want to use your finger, you can find other ways to spread this glue. But okay, so I'm going to lay it down now, and let's see, let's put this, go ahead and put this on top, like how you want it, and you have a second to play. So I want to kind of line my flower up here and get what I want in here. Okay, now I can kind of look at it and move it around if I want to center a little bit more before it goes completely down. Okay, so basically you don't have to wait very long, and if you don't put too much glue, it doesn't ooze through. So now I'm going to just flip it over, and I may have a few spots that I have to, where it peels up, where I may have to go in there and just do that. But basically, if it starts to come off a little bit, because maybe you spread the glue too thin or whatever, you just don't want to use too much glue and have it oozing through the lace. That's can get on your scissors and stuff. So okay, so let's just cut around this very quickly, and I'm just going to use the heart as my guide, and hopefully, oh wow, you're way so close. Okay, there we go. So basically, I'm just going to cut around. This is just such a great way to use up and utilize beautiful lace, besides always just putting it in just clusters, you know, those ones that you just, you add, you know, you layer a bunch of things, paper, book pages, and all that kind of stuff, and just layer them on, together, and, you know, glue them together, staple them together, whatever you may do, and stick them to decorate your pages. I mean, you can do that, but let's a little bit more originality here in this idea and some of the ideas, and it's not something that everybody else is doing, so it's kind of just unique in itself. So I'm always looking for ways to take things that I see, and my mind just kind of naturally goes to the creative side, and you know, Okay, so if you need to go back and trim, I mean, that didn't take very long at all, and it's down and it's glued. I'm checking for things that may peel up, and it looks like it's all good. So now I have the makings of a beautiful heart. And if I just wanted to leave it like that, I mean, basically, in a way, I have made one of these that, of course, this is not, I don't know what this would be for. I mean, it's probably not even, it's not for, it may be for scrapbooking or decorating, I don't know, stuff for weddings and all. But basically, I have created my own, and I have been able to, something about making your own not only helps you utilize scraps and things, but it also, you know, I mean, I don't really find this stuff like this every day around, and you can change the colors of it and everything, and you can make your own. And you know, so this is this one, and I could, let me grab my journal. I'm working in, I try to find a page. I use pretty much all coffee dye, but stuff, but I have done different things in here to it, and not everything I have. You can change the, see how I changed the background with this page. I used just some, cut out some scrapbooking paper and just glued it on here, and I was able to change my page. So, but you know, these would be pretty to use like in the place of this flower on something like that, or with this one I had this up here. You could put it up here, you know, you could use it in the place of using little bows and things like that. So there are just so many ideas for which you can use these, and you can make them different sizes by cutting out different shapes, so in different size punches and things like that. So I'm just going to leave this one like this so we can make something else. And I'm, you know, this is plain like this, but it has a lot of personality already. So you could do more to this, or you can move on and build on one. And that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to use my bling and maybe a few flat back pearls or something like that. I don't know what I'm going to do. We are playing on the fly here. So get some more lace scraps out there so I can kind of see what I have. And another thing that you can do is, let me see if I have one up here on my desk. I usually do. Hold on just a quick second. Okay, who does not have a bunch of cards laying around? Okay, I do. Lots. And if you don't, you can go to the Dollar Tree and buy a pack of that look kind of like this. They're just, well, they're no longer $1 anymore, but, you know, you can take these. Well, let's just do it real quick. You can take one of these, and let's see, I would go ahead and get the area of this with, let's grab our scraps. You can also use wallpaper on this as well. I have an extra piece of wallpaper here that I could put down, but I just want to keep it kind of simple here, so I'm just going to pick out a piece of scraps, or a piece of scrap paper that is big enough to use there. Okay. That's coffee dyed paper. I believe that has a little bit of pink in there as well that I mixed up. All right, trying to find something quickly, and as soon as I try to do something quickly, I get slowed down. Okay. Okay, here's a pretty scrap. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on my card. So, and remember, if you are facing this down and this is just your base, you're not going to be able to see all of this other stuff. So I'm just basically going to go ahead and put glue on here. I'm going to, you could also use the Scotch Create glue stick multi-purpose here. This would work. I think I'm going to go with that instead. And I hate gluing on my mat. I usually keep a magazine or something handy, but I don't have one at the moment, so I'm just going to kind of try to glue on, get it really well around the edges. And this Scotch Create multi-purpose permanent glue stick, these are fabulous because they will also hold down paper and fabric and you know, wallpaper, that kind of thing. But anyway, go ahead and lay the sticky side of this down and just kind of, well, actually it would make more sense to do it like this. Lay the glue side down on here, and then we can flip it back over, and we have a more sturdy base from which we can cut something. So let's see, cut something out. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Let's go with a, and what size do I want to do? This is really pretty. Let's go with a little bit bigger punch, if we can. Let's see, let's see, you could kind of test it, flip through. Yep, that'll work. So I'm going to just go ahead and punch this out. This the Scotch Create glue stick doesn't take too long to dry, so I'm going to decide what part of my paper I want to use. Make sure though it's part of the card. Let's get a little flower in there maybe, or yes, let's just do that. Punch it. And it's not getting on my punch or anything. So, all right, so we have this. Now you can just build on this if you would like to, or we can continue with some lace see-through pieces. I just love to use lace in my journals. When I'm doing something like the vintage lace, or I want to do a Victorian style journal, or just any journal in general, it's just so pretty in there. So I could cover this up with some lace, but I feel like that may be overkill here with that particular piece of lace. So let's see, maybe a little bit more of a plainer. I'm not finding that very helpful. What should I do? I was kind of looking for a little bit more see-through. I think I just tried that one. Goodness, I have all of these scraps of lace, and I'm sitting here struggling to find one. I guess that's how it goes. This one has a nice little floral piece I could use, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's see. We can leave it like this and build on, but let's just, the whole idea is to use some lace. I think I may have a gorgeous piece of light blue in here that might work as well. And you don't have to always use neutral colors. You can use other colors as well, and I know that I had a piece of blue. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea for me to dump all this stuff out on the desk, but okay, there it is. I have some blue as well. And I could just use this. Let's do that. Let's do that. So we're not covering up too much of our background, because that's such a pretty background. All right, so I'm basically going to build on this. So I have my card base. Whoops. I didn't cut out all of the card there. Okay. I could go back and cut out a piece where I'm actually cutting out more of the card. That was an oversight, but this feels sturdy enough. I have enough on here for it to be sturdy. All right. And the reason why I want these sturdy is so they're not bending, and they're more solid to put down and all, and they're just solid, and they don't take up, they don't bulk up your journal at all, because it's not, I mean, you know, an index card or a piece of scrap, you know, scrapbooking paper with, you know, on a glued on an index card is not that, wow, sorry. Okay, it's not that big of a deal to, sorry, I was concentrating on this. Okay, it's not that big of a deal to that'll bulk up your journal or anything. Okay, thought finished, completed. Okay, I find as I get older and older, I'm in my 40s, but I find that when well, sometimes I find it harder to multitask, especially when I'm trying to talk to you all. And speaking of you all, I appreciate the subscribers who have stuck it out while I was away. And I actually got away for a little bit and went and visited my boyfriend and a few days. And I had to take some of my Etsy work with me for my Etsy store. I had orders to fill, and so I, you know, made up a little travel kit of the things that I needed and took that with me, and worked on some crafting stuff while I was there, so I could kind of keep the Etsy store open. My Etsy store, there's a link in the description part of this video. You just scroll down a little bit. If you don't know, you can scroll down a little bit and find the link down there to my Etsy store. And I sell this beautiful lace in different sizes, assortments of this, and trims. You can choose from a variety of options, and I have the lowest prices, I believe, and I have thousands. I think I'm up to 36 drawers and 2 boxes of lace. And I'm always getting more of lace and trim. So check that out if you would like to get some a beautiful variety of lace at a decent price. And most of this is vintage lace. So there you have it. And I'm always getting new stuff in. I have thousands and thousands of different things from which you can choose, from which you know, I choose for these. You can request colors. You can request all blues, or you know, all whites, or creams, neutrals, whatever. So that's just there if you need it. And it is a lot. It's a way to get a variety without having to buy a bunch of spools of that expensive lace that has gone up so much in stores. Good grief. And you can't find it. It's harder to find this beautiful, you know, you can't walk in and buy vintage lace, or it wouldn't be vintage. So there we have it. Okay, so now we have our base. So let me move in. Okay, so this has just added another layer or another dimension. So here we have that. So let's see what we want to do with it. Like I said, I'm doing this on the fly, and this is the actual way that it may happen in your craft room. So here you have it. Let's see what I would like to do. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull out my bits and bops that I keep up here. That's what I call it. I keep these little medicine boxes up here on my desk. Also, if you get the Intuition razors, you know, that come in the, I'm not promoting, and I'm just saying, if you get the Intuition razors and you use the razor and you have the box left over, you can just rinse it out, wash it out, whatever, let it dry, and it works perfectly for these little bits and bops like this. And I digress. But I'm just showing you some different things that I use while I'm looking for some of my things. Okay, I think this had straight pens in it or something, but anyway. I have some appliques here, and I have another thing of appliques. Okay, here it is, floating around, and these also come in handy. I've saved some trim. I don't like that there, but I've saved some trim. But you can, oh, that's cute. That's nice. A little butterfly. Okay, and this is kind of contrast to what I have, but I'm not sure. I think I may want to keep the flower theme going. So let me see. But I don't want to cover up too much of this. Okay, let's shift gears. Here's another idea. I'm trying to give you lots of options and ideas. If you buy these, which are very cheap, I have you up way too close again. Okay, if you buy these types of these chain things, and you can get a bunch of them on Amazon and other places, but you can just buy the stuff like this and just cut it out and use it for appliques as you need to. You can also take some of these and pop some coffee dye on here like I've done for this one, and this went transformed from this white one to this one. The white ones are easier to use because you can dye them different colors with distress sprays and things like that. So there you have it. Also, these lighter colors like this, if you want to add a little bit of a vintage touch to them, you can, well, I'll just show you. You can mist them with coffee dye and add a little bit of, let's see, the white ones are especially handy because you can always change that color. So let me see, let's do that. And oh, and by the way, this green one that I have here, it looks a little bit more vintage-like because I lightly sprayed it. If you can see, I hope you can see. I lightly sprayed it with coffee dye just to give it a little bit more of vintage look because these are new. So a little coffee dye and just a few sprays dries quickly, or you can hit it with a heat gun. It's not on your mat like I did. And there, okay, I'm rambling once again. Okay, so basically what do I want? Oh yeah, I told you that I was going to coffee dye. So this is just a plethora of different ideas and tips and tricks of things you can do with lace, and that's the whole point of this of the video, is to spark some ideas if you may not have had them. And you know, also once you get the schema, here I go with my education talk again. But once you get the schema for something, you can, you know, build upon it and make it your own and come up with other ideas. And that's exactly what happens when you're doing the trim and lace and things like that, and or like this, and you would use them and make them your own. And that's what's so exciting, just getting ideas and just running with them. I absolutely love that, to do that, because then I become creative and come up with new ideas, and I'm not just watching other people and doing exactly what they're doing. And I'm sure that you know, you found yourself doing this, and the more that you deviate and come up with your own things that come up really quickly, then you the quicker you can become creative and make things your own. I'm going to get a sip of water. So it's just great, and I'm just playing around today. Okay, I'm already at half an hour, so I may have to wind this up and do it again. All right, this is coffee, this is water and instant coffee, and I just funnel in the instant coffee that I want, and just fill it up with, you know, you can make it different darker or lighter by how much coffee you put in here, and then just add the water and shake it up and mix it, and then let the bubbles go down. Sometimes, well, for this it's okay with the bubbles, but sometimes if you're spraying it on paper, the bubbles will make the paper look kind of funny. So sometimes you may want to let that settle down. So this is a little tray that I just keep on hand. It's just paper towels down in here, the little tray. I'm not sure what was in this tray. Maybe some kind of food item or something, but it comes in handy. And I'm just going to hit this with my heat gun really fast for time's sake. It doesn't take long. I don't want to get too close to it though. I don't want to melt anything or anything that may be in here that will melt. It is dry, guys, completely dry already. So we've transformed very quickly. All right. So I think I'm going to put this maybe to the side a little bit so you can still see the other pretty flowers. So let's do that. I have so many ideas that I want to share with you all that are with lace and just and trim and appliques and making your own appliques. That's something that I want to show how to do. You can make your own appliques and all too as well. But I'm gluing this on, obviously, and I'm going to put it down. Where do I want it? Maybe here to the side. Give it a little bit of a catty corner thing going on. Now, since my glue has dried around here, I may want to choose to ink it a little bit. So I'm just going to grab, you don't have to have this, but I'm going to grab my dauber, which is starting to get holes in it, like holes of foam starting to come off when in little flecks. I need to change my my tip, but you can go around and just kind of give it a little bit more of a border. So, and this is, if I haven't already said or you didn't see, this is Distress Ink Gathered Twigs. I prefer it. It's a little bit darker than Vintage Photo, has a little bit less yellow and more of a brown in it, and I just like it a little bit better. I use Vintage Photo, but I just like it basically for doing borders a little bit more than I do the Vintage Photo. But everybody, you know, some people like walnut stain. I mean, I have them all, so okay, so that gives a little bit more of a border. I could have done this in blue. But, okay, so anyway, I have this now. So I want to make it a little bit more exciting. So let's see if I grab a flat back pearl or something. Let me see. I have a variety in here. I have this little container that I keep, and I keep different sizes in here. So I want to kind of find something that will go over this, go over the center of the flower and not be too big. So, I have used a lot of these. It's very important that you keep your supplies organized, or they will be all over the place when you're crafting. And a lot of people just like the craft avalanche look and just the grab and, you know, keeping your desk with just, you know, crazy. If you're making stuff, I get that, but put it back. You know, put it back at the end of the day. Put everything back. Have it a place for everything. And organization is just really key, because I don't want to dig through and find different sequins, so I have them separated in the box here, and you know, it just makes it easier. My seed beads, getting off track again. My seed beads, I have them all in, you know, in different containers. This came like this, fortunately, but then that way I can get different colors. All right, so let's grab a piece of, or what did I do with that? Here it is, Fabrifix. Again, let me get you back in. Hey, tell me if I want you to yell through the internet, and yeah, I want you to tell me if I'm out of frame. And no, I wish it worked that way, but I'm not doing live, so. All right, here we go. And I can't pause on this with this phone either, and so I can't pause you and go and get things, so I try to have everything here. Okay, so yeah, so I have this, and I could leave it like this, or I could do a little bit more, but let's see, for time purposes, do you see how it would be very cute on a journal page? Bring it back out. how cute this would be on a journal page. You could use it and then do other things down here. And I don't really have time to do that right now because I don't want to make this video so super long. This wouldn't work with this page, but I don't know. This may be too much lacy lace. But you get it. You can do it on different colors. Maybe a piece of blue background would be pretty, or whatever. So let's see. So I have this one, and I could also take it a little bit further. Maybe if this one was a little bit smaller. Okay, I'm at 40 minutes. Let's take one that okay, so let's just leave this one as is. You could doll it up with some liquid pearls around the side if you wanted, but let's move to something else. Let's see. All right, I'm going to take these I have these little craft sacks, and they are so useful in putting things in. And sometimes you can find the printed ones at the store. Let's see, the ones that are already made. If you can't find these craft sacks at Hobby Lobby or online. Let me see. Looking through here, there's a particular page that I use the sack on, and or a sack on. If I can't find, okay, here we go. A sack on this page, and I was obviously using lace and punch outs for different things, a button, a little doily. But basically, I just took this one, this sack, and it didn't look like aged like this. But I did take it and spritz it with coffee dyes to make it look a little bit older, and I used some different distress sprays to give it some of the mica thing. And then you can put cool things in here like ephemera of different papers. You can put tags. I think I have a Macy's tag from 1968. Macy's of California. Tucks right on in there, nice and aged. I have ephemera kits in my store, and it includes all kinds of neat little things like this. This is a tea bag that I have. You could also put these on a tea bag. And I have some vocabulary cards. I have this beautiful sari silk up here, and I've just decorated with some washi here. And yeah, I also the color was already a neutral color here, and I just inked it up a little bit and glued it on. And I can do I have a video idea coming out for doing that. But these vocabulary cards, I also have these in my store. Just letting you know if you're looking for the supplies. But I have this in, I'm not sure how to say that. I don't speak French, just Spanish and English. But anyway, that is garden in English, and I just thought with the flowers and everything, it just was appropriate. These also come in my ephemera kits, usually different languages. I have about 10 different languages of cards, vocabulary cards. You can buy them plain in the store. This one is a coach ticket from Pittsburgh to Aliquippa. So this is and this is very old as well. I don't know the date on it, but it's the original ephemera. I just love using original ephemera in especially in this journal. But okay, so I could also take a little craft sack like this, and I could take, this may be too big to decorate the front, but there are other things that we could do. Let's take, I have a little navy one here that you know, if I put my craft sack in here, these are the Paper Studio, but if you don't have you can also find them in white. You can find these pretty much on Amazon or any place like that, and they're cute little sacks, and they're even gusseted. And what I do is usually just glue this part to the page right here, and then I have this part that is loose, and sometimes I can just glue the back down, so I have the pocket that opens up here, and you know, you can stick different things down inside of it. But I want to jazz this up a little bit, and so I don't really have time to do much to it. Basically, I may want to just ink it. Grab a color real quick. I could stay with the navy, or I could go with the pink, or you can go with the, you know, the brown. Let's see. I may want to go with some worn lipstick, lighten it up a titch. So let's do that. Grab my dauber. I've taken medicine bottles and glued just the, you know, empty medicine bottles, you know, without the cap, and just glued, put Fiberfix on and glued my ink toppers on there, so I don't have to always buy, I mean, not ink toppers, you know, the foam things on here that go on these daubers, so you can buy them separately, replacements. I like different colors, and I don't want to have to buy daubers for everything. They get expensive. I know a lot of people use empty spool threads also, and that's a wonderful idea as well. So just ink around this real quick. Okay, I may want to vintage this up a little bit, so I may take one of these little brushes that you can get. They're similar to makeup brushes, but if you want to add a little bit of color here, you can, and that way you don't have just the plain craft stack color. Let's see, I have that. You see how it added a little bit of pink to it? I'm gonna quickly run over here and grab Gallery Tricks again, and just kind of make it a little bit like that. And okay, so we don't have as much, it's not as plain. You don't have to do that, it's just an idea. All right, so I'm gonna take this one, and I wanna do something to decorate this sack before I put it in a journal. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna glue it on real quick. Welcome to all my new subscribers, and I appreciate, like I said, the ones who have stuck it out while I have been away. I looked, and the last video I put out was, good grief, it was like almost a month ago or a month ago. Pop this in the center here. And this is one that I've already done as well. I'd already pre-done before we got on here. Okay. I'm just so thirsty today. Sometimes certain medication will make you really thirsty also, but guys, I live in South Georgia. It was 106 degrees outside yesterday. It was so hot. You know, the humidity down here is insane. And, you know, it's always high, but yeah, it was pretty bad. Like I was trying to work out in my garden, and it needed to be watered because it was just, you know, going crazy town. And let's see, I may want to pull this up. You know, you're allowed to change your mind. It won't hurt, as long as it's not, you know, down all the way. Let's see, I may want to put a little bit of cheesecloth that I have lying around. I could do that. What? Go away. These little stringies. I could do this. I may want to do that. It's already on there now, so whether I like it or not, you can always, you know, cut a little bit of the edges off and the little thingies off. You can always pull on it and make it a little bit more of a unfinished look. But, okay, so I have this. All right. So I did that really fast. And I didn't really get ink. Also, if you want to make sure that these, you can kind of get these, you know there's an opening in here, you can squeeze in with a little punch. Like this. Open it up. Make sure you're centered. And you just do a little half punch out of there so you know that it's a bag. With it, you know, has a little pocket. Oh, okay. I digress. Once again, there's so many ideas that are just so fun, and so many things out there to be done and discovered, and it's just, I just love it. That's the thing. There are no rules. As someone very famous in the YouTube world says. Okay, this is not working. Okay, I don't know why it's not working. It's just maybe my thing still. Okay. So that did not go quite as planned, but we can fix that. There's usually always a fix for these types of things. So never fear. You can cover things up with all sorts of things. You can cover up your bloopers. You can fix your bloopers. Have confidence. Because if you lack confidence and you start doubting yourself, then you will feel like your work is less than it really is. And everyone's work, no matter what you're doing, is very, very precious. And if it was professional looking, then it wouldn't be yours now, would it? So if it had a mistake, you can buy it at the store and make it perfect, or you can just you know, make it your own. So have that. All right. I'm sometimes very picky. So, and this is the last one I'll probably be able to do. I think I may grunge up this or age this cheesecloth a little bit, so I'm just going to paddle brush over that. You can pull off the phrase later. Okay, I have that. I may want to incorporate a little bit of the pink in here. No, I'm just making a huge mess. But on the edges of this, just to draw everything together. Okay, so here I go. So now I want to put something on top of this. And you can use an applique again. But that may be, it's not quite contrasting enough for all of these neutral colors that I have. That's a little bright. Okay, let's see. I have this. Okay, I want to, let's see. I'm going to take one of these pink ones that I have. I have these little pink ones. And the lighter colors are also good because the pink shows through a little bit. Still, but it doesn't, I don't want this bright pink on this for my particular journal, and I want to use this in my journal. So, woo, I've almost at an hour. I bet this is going to take a long little while to download, but it's worth it. I hope you're enjoying this video with me. I am having a blast today. Such a blast. And I hope that you're having a good time along with me. So, we're going to complete this. Just add a little spray to it. You can also, you know, wipe the ink over these a little bit if you want, but they dry so fast. As long as you don't saturate them. And I get that pink color that I want, but it's it's way knocked back. See the difference? Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. Another little heart applique. Heart. Good grief. Another little, I'm going to use that side. Another little dimension to this, and you have just the layered look. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do now is find something to go around, go here to kind of just center it. Okay, I have this little, I take baby wipe containers, just another tip. Take these off when I am finished. I keep these around in my craft room. Just fragrance free, you can get for sensitive skin. You can get these at Walmart or other places, stores for like a little over $1. At least you can now with all of the way that prices are going up. Sometimes I want to just grab things up. Okay, that would be pretty, but that may make it too bulky. But basically it just opens up like this, and you can also store things. And I made this the top because all I do is they'll kind of naturally stick together, but if you put a little Fabrifix around or E6000 or something like that and just let it sit for a little while, you have your you can recycle this. I'm all about that. Recycle. Okay, I think I'm going to just put that little pearl in here, and my Fabrifix is already volcano erupting out the top, so I'm just going to take advantage of that. Sometimes when these things get lower, it tends to happen more when you set them down. It just oozes up, and it'll just blah, all over the edge. So All right, so I have this, and I can glue this down and make a little sack. Let's see, I may want to do a little more things to it. Oh, I don't want to keep you too long, but I want to, you know, get as much out there as I can. So I have my container of liquid pearls. So, and I'm just going to try to think of something quick. These are liquid pearls. You can find them at, you know, online. You can find them on the Ranger site, and they're different. Let me show you. Liquid pearls, and they imitate actual pearls, kind of like this, but you can do different sizes, and you can put them wherever, and they're not very bulky. So, you know, I'm gonna see. That may not bring out enough of what I'm going for. I'm gonna get a little bit more pizzazz on this. So, Ranger also makes stickles, and basically they're the same idea as pearl drops, but they have a little bit of glitter. And then these are great for decorating your holiday cards and things like that. So I'm going to grab that and use that. So much fun to be had. Okay, I'm just going to kind of test this and make sure, okay, that it's working before I put it down on my little sack. Let's see, I think I might just do some little accents. I'm going to start here in the corner and down, up. Don't go all the way down, and try not to touch your object going all the way down. Whoops, I'm sorry, you can't see. Oh, this is a little thick. Okay, there we go. You may not want to, let's do some around. You may not want to go all the way down, because it tends to kind of, an air bubble gets in there and it tends to kind of smash stuff. So I'm just kind of going, using in between the petals, sort of kind of, or basically I'm just spacing them apart really. But you can get a pattern by doing one lined up with a petal, or, you know, doing one between the petals or whatever. So I'm just kind of going around, and this may be a little much for some people. Oops. Sometimes you get a little side arm there, and you have to go in with your nail or whatever and fix it. That's the thing about me. I am a very into. See, there's a blooper. Just kind of wipe that out. Can you see? I don't know. You're supposed to be telling me these things. Okay. But, yeah. Okay. I have had, oh, and I stuck my finger in it. That happens. I stuck my finger in this. I'm so bad about doing that. You really are supposed to be careful and sometimes let these things dry before you just go crazy. But, let's see. Let's add a little bit more in the corner here. A little bit more in the corner here. These things I get to going with these things, and okay, I'm going to put some little bit smaller ones on the side. And this one I did go all the way down, because with the stickles, they have the glitter in them, so they don't have to be pearls. You can just add a little piece of glitter by just squirting a little bit out and actually touching your paper and then doing the, whoops, you're out. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm so excited I forget that you can't see. And it adds a little bit of, a little bit more pizzazzio to it. Okay. All right. I have stickled this thing to no end. All right. Good grief. Apologize, guys. All right. So here we have a sack. You might want to obviously let this dry, and you may have to go in and glue a few things down. But there I go again, sticking my finger in it. All right. Anyway, here we go. We have a craft sack where you've used up some lace and a little bit of extra cheesecloth that we had. This would be so cute. Whoop. glued down on a page. I would want to put a background, like a different, have it, you know, like I had a little piece of, let's see, a little piece of wallpaper that I have not finished. Oh, or this lace page I haven't finished, where there's another video that I have on making textured pages with lace. But this might be this might be better if you could see it. Okay, you know, I could start decorating by putting this pocket on here, and I could do other things up here. But, you know, I could glue this on this, and it breaks up all the lacy lace. But that is so cute, and then just stick something in there, like a little tag, or, ooh, I don't want to get stickles on the other side. Oh, this one was under construction. I put little side triangular pockets on it, and I didn't like it. So I pulled it up, and I'm going to cover it up with something else. But let's see, what do I have? These are really cute also. I have these little things cut out of old magazines, out of old different magazines, and but I could get one that's a little bit longer. But for time's sake, I'm just going to kind of demonstrate here. You can put these in here, these little things, and people can find them and pull out. You could also glue these on. Another thing, you could glue these on some paper. And glue these on some paper, and then when they flip them over, they could write on the back, or you know, you could have writing space on the back, and they could give a little inspiration. But here we go. All right, we are over in an hour, so but this is what we could do with this. So let me pull this up close. Zoop, 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 get a little look. Okay, and swoop, move you back down. And thank you for joining me. Please join me again. I'm planning on putting plenty of these videos out on different things that you can do with lace besides just gluing them onto the edge of a page. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's so much more that you can do with your scraps and lace. So I'm going to show you how to transform lace a little bit in another video. We're going to be layering lace, transforming lace. So stay tuned to this series, and I appreciate all of my new subscribers, and I appreciate everybody who is still here. Please stay subscribed. I'm not abandoning you guys if I go for long stints, I promise, unless I'm dead or something. But anyway, I'm not. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just, you know, it's summer and people are taking time off to do things. So, all right. So I will see you soon. Check out my Etsy store once again if you are interested in anything. And okay, I'm going to clean up my mess now. Woo! Made a mess. All right. Talk to you later. Have a great summer. Enjoy it. Don't get too hot. And don't get sunburned. Bye-bye.